I overheard my wife and her partner saying that I was pathetic and useless, so I kicked him out. Now, my wife is begging me to take her back and fix our marriage. Been E&M, ethical non-monogamy, with my wife for over a decade. We've had our ups and downs, but generally, it's been great. We have our rules, the most fundamental one being that even in the context of E&M, we would always operate on a bedrock foundation of mutual respect for each other and each other's partners. We never got hung up on the not in our bed nonsense. If my wife has a date, I'd rather she be in her own space where she feels safe and in control, and where she knows I have access in case anything goes wrong. We both take partners back to our home regularly. We have no kids, so there's no problem there. We had agreed that if one of us gets home and the other is there with a partner, then we don't disturb the date and just wait until it's over. We've also always gotten off on listening in on each other when this happens, which anyone we bring back home is made fully aware of. Usually we all have a drink together afterwards. I got to my house and she was there with her longest-term partner, who has been in our lives for about 6 years at this point. They didn't know I was in the house and I started listening from the landing. They were talking about me in an incredibly humiliating way. He would give her prompts, asking her questions about how pathetic and useless I am, and she would agree about how I can't F and I'm a poop husband, and she would agree and pile on with name-calling and degrading comments about me. For you, I know it's part of a power/humiliation dynamic, but I don't care. I was effing furious. It's not an ego thing. I know I'm a good attentive husband, and if I can allow myself a moment of conceit, I'm a pretty damn good lay as well. I would not ever tolerate any partner of mine saying a bad word about my wife, and I would die before I participate in anything that humiliates her, even if she's not there. At no point in our E&M journey did I consent to become the object of my wife's derision and disrespect when she's on a date, especially with her closest and longest-running partner. I walked into the bedroom, big no-no, and told him to get the F out. My wife was livid and said no, he's not going anywhere, but I put my foot down and kicked him out of the house. We had a massive fight. She told me I was being a huge pussy. I told her she doesn't respect me, and some harsh words were said from both sides. That was Tuesday night and we haven't really spoken since. I certainly won't be the first to make contact, and she's been staying at his place all week, which is a may-I-or violation of our ground rules, but I also broke them by kicking him out. For 13 years I've worshipped the ground she walks on, and I refuse to accept the way they talk about me, even in the heat of the moment. It's not right and I won't stand for it. It's really put the future of our marriage into question, because I won't move forward with him still in the picture, and that will cause a volcanic amount of friction. She really likes him and has known him for almost half the time she's known me. It would severely disrupt our system, and I know she would resent me for it. But I also know I will resent her if he stays. I feel steadfast in this, but I'd appreciate a sanity check before I make any drastic moves. Part 2. My wife came home last night and we had a very long and incredibly difficult conversation. She texted me yesterday and asked if it was okay with me if she came home after work. I said it's her home too and that I'd been waiting for her for 3 days. There's no way I could go through everything that was said, so I'll just summarize what I feel were my biggest takeaways. Basically, there was some good and some bad, and we're taking baby steps on crackling ice. As soon as she walked in the door and saw me, she broke down and started apologizing for what they said, for what she said afterward, and for leaving. All of it. The poop talk about me has been going on for nearly 2 years. Started around the time COVD lockdowns. We're relaxing so we could see FWB again. She had told him she'd missed him during intimacy the first time they met back up. He told her yeah, because all she's had in lockdown is me, and it escalated from there. They don't do it regularly, just from time to time, and she was mortified I had heard it. She said she never means any of that stuff, but it turns him on and the intimacy is better as a result. Dude has his own major insecurities apparently, and she had taken it upon herself to make him